For Wall Street Media, this is Nikki. I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you can't find anywhere else.
Hey, really cool stuff, guy. Small cap healthcare stocks from Baird, a bank that we love and respect, and you can make a lot of money in here if you pick the right ones. These guys are getting closer and closer to actually having viable products that are out there helping people, making oodles of money.
We have tons of great stuff today.
What do we have, Nikki?
We have Steve Porter, PhD, Chief Medical Officer of Intermune ITMN, talks about their partnership with Roche.
So I've mentioned several times the Roche consortium. We really do believe it gives us a unique advantage and opportunity given the interest in STAT-C as the future of treatment of HCV. This slide, of course, just shows all the things that we've already mentioned that sit in the Roche group, if you will, in terms of having all the tools in the toolbox to develop the best combination therapies. The helicase inhibitor mentioned at the end here is a new addition to this chart. Since the release of the accepted titles to AASLD was the first time that we confirmed that we do in fact have a very active helicase inhibitor program, which we're very excited about. I mentioned that we did recently receive about a week ago a $15 million development milestone from Roche. I think it really does underscore, this is a quote from Roche in the press release, I think it does underscore their continued enthusiasm for the drug. We've had a number of accomplishments since we signed the agreement in October of 2006, almost 2 years ago. Made tremendous progress on manufacturing. There were a lot of concerns early on about the challenge of manufacturing, not just 191, but all these compounds, and I think that has been completely put to bed by working hard with Roche on this. I mentioned the preclinical development and the tox studies that have basically now allowed us to move into phase 2, and the 3 phase 1 trials that I've mentioned as well. So to date, we've received up to $95 million from Roche in upfront payment and milestones, and they have and continue to fund two-thirds of the development expenses. And the last bullet point I think here is an important one, is that we are in sort of the midst moving forward of a handoff phase as Roche, we have primary leadership for phase 1. Roche assumes leadership of the program in phase 2, and obviously we're approaching that juncture right now. I mentioned the presentations at AASLD in San Francisco. We expect to have a large presence. This is a list of what we expect to present that has been accepted. Again, all the clinical work that I've mentioned to date. I also referred to the oral STAT-C. We have a number of model systems looking at 191 plus either the Pharmacept polymerase inhibitor or the Roche polymerase inhibitor 1626. We also have follow-up compounds, both that are macrocycles as well as non-macrocyclic, and we do plan to present a profile of some of our non-macrocyclic protease inhibitors. I mentioned the first mention of a helicase inhibitor, which we will present some of that early work at AASLD, as well as some of the assay technology that we've developed as part of that program.
It's nice, man. They're getting there close, and you know, the biggest guys like Roche, right, need to find these guys and partner with them, because these are the guys that are coming through with the products. The big guys have a lot of stuff coming off patent protection, you know, and they're going to be generic competition, and you know, like the same as Pfizer. Lipitor's done in 2010, and if Pfizer doesn't find a couple of these guys that have interesting stuff before 2010, you're going to be able to buy a neat building with blue lights on the sidewalk over here on 42nd Street.
2010 is coming up.
Yeah. You'll be able to drive by then. Won't you?
I've been able to drive since like 1990 something.
Yeah. Anyhow, what else do we have? What else do we have at the Baird conference?
Neil Hun, SVP and CFO of Med Assets, MDAS, talked about acquisitions filling product gaps, which will continue to be their strategy going forward, to buy rather than to build. And they are targeting a long-term growth rate of 15%. Claus Glassel, CEO of Cerus Corp, CERS, talked about their intercept blood system, which keeps the blood supply clean, saying the FDA recently improved their stance. He said sales in Europe continue to be robust, with $8 million in sales in 2007 and already $9 million in the first half of 2008. Jack Krotler, CEO of Meridian Bioscience, VIVO, said they have goals for developing 3 to 5 new products per year. He He talked about their newest product in Immunocard Stat, which sells for $12. He said they are actively shopping for acquisitions and plan to keep organic growth at around 10 to 15% per year. Vice Chairman and CEO Ron Andrews of Clariant, CLRT, talked about their move into Phase 3 of the business model, which includes access to game-changing proprietary diagnostics, including Insight DX breast and prostate tests. James Freight, CFO of Alkermes, ALKS, said the company is in the middle of a stock repurchase program. They've already repurchased about $106 million and have a little over $100 million to go. They are cash flow positive, and for near-term growth, they look to their product Vivitrol for alcohol dependence, for which they have patent protection until 2020 and are working on commercialization in Russia.
That sounds like the perfect market for it, right? Either that or German Mike's apartment. Super cool stuff, guys, and exciting stuff, right? Alkermes last trade, $13.18, right? They can cure alcohol dependence in Russia, and they've got patent protection until 2020.
They're going places.
Yeah, they're going to be $113.18. Really interesting stuff. Great. Thanks, Nikki.
Really exciting. We're here every day at Wall Street Media. You can find us directly at WSMCO.com. Thanks.